Going? I hope everything's been going well for you guys. And welcome to anybody that's new that's passing through. I'm Mega Rich, and I'm just here to give y'all some feedback on working while in nursing school. And I do have a couple of people that are actually nurses that watch these videos as well. So you guys already know how that was while possibly working while in nursing school. So, personally, I think the best job to have working while in nursing school is either being a CNA, certified nursing assistant, a PCT, patient care technician, or even a mental health technician. But for me, I was a patient transporter at a hospital. So when I first applied to the job, I didn't necessarily think I was going to get it because I didn't have any hospital experience. But I was like, let me try this out. I'm going to nursing school, and this will just give me like a little background on how things operate in the hospital. So, as a patient transporter, I was responsible for moving a patient, whether it was from the floor to go get x rays or get a CT or MRI or go to nuke med. If they had to have oxygen, I had to make sure that the nurse that was responsible for that patient hooked them up before I could remove them from the room. Had to make sure if they're Foley, they had a Foley, that was properly positioned on the bed, not like hanging off the side rails or anything, because I was moving these patients through elevators by myself, pushing beds through elevators, guys. So I was like, I actually am stronger than I look because I'm teeny tiny. But so it was interesting because I moved patients from ortho, from ICU, from the burn unit. Trying to think where else. Med surge floor, of course, things like that. So if I ever had to like take an ICU patient down to get an MRI, CT, or X-ray or anything like that, the nurse had to accompany me because ICU patients, of course, aren't stable. So it was interesting bringing those patients down with the nurse through the elevator and actually getting to go behind the scenes while the X-ray techs or CT were getting the patient on the table, and I also assisted with that as well. And being in the back and actually seeing the imaging of it and just listening to them explain, what was going on or what they thought they saw. I thought that was pretty cool because, you know, um, growing up, I never considered myself to be an X-ray tech, but they are a CT, rad tech and stuff like that. But they are very, very important. So that was really cool to see. Um, Even getting the experience of, going with the nurses, getting the O2 tanks for them to hook up the patients before you can move them because oxygen is a medication. So I couldn't just say, oh, I'm going to get the O2 tank and they tell me 2 liters and I turn it to 2 liters, but I'm not the nurse. So I didn't take orders. I can't take orders. So the nurse had to do it. So that was cool getting to be a part of that. So it was very interesting because you had different patients that were doing like pretty well off, and then you had some that weren't as well off. I personally never had a patient to code on me while transporting them through the elevator and other places because most transports it was a single transporter unless the patient weight was too heavy for you, then you'll have like a two-person transport, you know, with your team, or if they weren't stable, of course, you would have the nurse with you. So I liked the job. And before I was doing that, I was working in retail, like trying to balance that in nursing school, like studying. And I was like, man, this is just too much. I can't juggle this. So I took that job because it was PRN, so I was able to pick up as many shifts as I wanted and certain times and stuff like that. Because I mostly did that on the weekend because being in nursing school for me at the time, it was a Monday through Friday type of thing for my first semester, so I needed the study time. And on weekends, I would pick up a couple hours, just enough to like pay my bills and stuff. And then I had a few classmates, they were CNAs and PCTs, and they did PRN as well. at hospitals or nursing homes. And then I had classmates that were pharm techs, and they did that PRN as well, because some people have no choice but to work while in nursing school. So I feel like you have to pick something that's gonna not be too demanding, but also let you like see the medical perspective in different ways. Because, I mean, being a CNA, you see how important you are to the nurse as a unit. Being a transporter, nurses aren't able to leave their floor. Um, Somebody has to be able to move the patients, safely. And that's why patient transporters are important. And even with pharmacy techs, they have to like send certain meds down and things like that. So I think that's like the best options to work while in nursing school. So if any of you guys worked any other particular jobs in nursing school, I'm very curious just to hear like how y'all did it, how y'all handled it, what kind of hours did y'all work. But like I said, PRN is the best way to go. End of today's video, and I just want to tell you guys being a nurse was the best decision of my life because I look forward to every day bringing a smile on a person that's sick, or even if they're healthy but not at their healthiest that they can be. I just really look at nursing as a holistic approach, like you learn in nursing school, and you have to be there for these people mentally. Some people can't explain how they're feeling, like everybody pain tolerance is different as well. So I just look forward to bringing smiles to people's faces. I try to have a contagious smile. I just love getting people to smile before like the end of my shift. So that brings me to today's question. What do you guys look forward to in being a nurse? All right, please like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys soon.